Ordinary Average Guy podcast show. Yeah. Hey, everybody, it's the Ordinary Average Guy podcast show coming at you previously recorded from the Buxty Hooty Studios, episode number 42. And boy, oh boy, do we have a special one for you today. We got a guest down here. Zach is here today, guy I work with. You've met Franchise. Zach is the third man in the contest.
Yeah, the weight loss contest. But we're almost there.
We're almost there. A month left.
Yeah.
A month left. How are you doing?
Up and down.
Up and
down.
Yeah, me too. I the first 6-7 months I didn't take it too seriously. 6 months I didn't take it too seriously. Then I tried to take it seriously, and now I kind of hit a plateau.
Same here. About a week ago, probably stopped working out a little bit. Need to hit it and hopefully get some cash.
Yeah, $1,500.
Yeah,
that's not something to take lightly. But the reason I have Zach on the show, he's a buddy of mine that I work with at school. But we're not talking shop.
No.
We're not talking shop today. We're talking whiskey.
Yep.
Now, Zach is, would you call yourself a whiskey connoisseur?
I would not. I love whiskey.
Okay.
But I'm not the guy that's going to be like, this is from this note or that note or anything like that. I like the taste.
Okay.
Like to collect, if I can, a rare bottle or two.
Okay.
Maybe accidentally purchase one that's maybe a little bit too much than I expected.
Yeah, it's share that story. How did that? So you were saying that the other day that you bought a bottle that you thought was, I don't know, like $50 or something.
I thought it was about $75.
Okay.
Had to add a certain one that you'll get a taste of today.
All right. All right.
To my collection. Went to go grab it. Went up to the counter. New place that I went to, and the guy was like, "You have really good tastes." And then he rung it up and came up $165.
$165 for a bottle of whiskey.
For a bottle of whiskey. Then he went over to show me the rest of, kind of the stuff they had in collection. And, yep, I definitely picked out the wrong bottle. I meant to get the $75 bottle right next to it, but at that point, pretty much locked in. Don't want to, after he compliments you, don't really want to...
tell him.
Grab the other one.
Yeah, grab you grab a nice beer or something, and you're like, oh, you have good taste. And like, ooh, I wanted the hams.
Yeah,
that's what I wanted. Were you drinking when you picked that bottle up?
No, I was sober at the time.
So when did you? So I personally, quick question: do you even dabble with brandy?
Yes, mostly mixers though with brandy. I don't do the high end brandy or anything like that.
Okay,
no.
So if you ordered an old fashioned,
yep,
right, Wisconsin staple, would you get a brandy old fashioned or would you get a whiskey old fashioned?
I usually get a whiskey sour now.
Sour.
I was a brandy sweet guy for the longest time. I think now I've switched over to the whiskey sour.
Okay, so whiskey more often than not.
Yep.
So, and then now this stuff here that you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bottles in front of me.
Yep.
Here. I personally am a whiskey guy also, but I'm not like a whiskey guy, but I would probably take a beer over, only because brown liquor sometimes doesn't, I don't do well with brown liquor, but I do love the idea of sipping on a bourbon. No. So first question here. Brandy and whiskey are brandy, from what the little I know is from fruit.
Yep.
Okay. Whiskey is from corn.
It has to be, I think it's over 50% corn.
50% corn. And then what is bourbon then?
So bourbon is made in America and it is over 50% corn. So bourbon is the 50% corn. Whiskey is kind of just a subset. I don't think brandy falls in there, but like your ryes, that's more than 50% rye, and then Scotch falls in there. And
that's another kind of whiskey too.
Yep.
But that's like in Scotland or something, right?
Yep.
And then there's whiskey. It's almost is it Tennessee? No, Kentucky.
Kentucky, yeah.
So, do you have any bourbons? Oh,
so
okay, like that.
Pretty much all
bourbon.
these are bourbon.
Okay.
So Old Elk is a bourbon, Eagle Rare is a bourbon, the Buffalo Trace.
Now, I heard about this Eagle Rare.
Yeah.
And no pun intended, it is extremely rare.
Yeah, it's hard to get anywhere. Have to go back to the hometown, 8,000 people. Got to get my dad to get it to me. He's retired, so Tuesday he goes down, sees if he can find a bottle for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what the hell's so special? I mean, is there a story out there? Why is it so...
It's just that the Buffalo Trace does not produce in high enough quantities, and they refuse to do so. The rarity is not based on price. They're probably one of the lower price ones I have here, but just based on not producing enough for the demand, just to kind of make it a rare, make it artificially rare.
Okay. Oh, so they purposely make it rare.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. And then, so Buffalo Trace makes Eagle Rare.
Correct.
And then, well, so why don't you talk? Well, maybe let's take a shot of one of these, huh? Or you take a shot, or you just sip it.
Well, we'll sip. We'll start. Actually, let's just start with the Buffalo Trace.
Okay. Oh boy, it's a Tuesday.
It is a Tuesday.
If I don't come to work tomorrow, you know why? You gonna have one yourself? Yeah, good.
Yeah.
All right, I'll come get my glass.
I got 2 glasses here.
Have you ever done a whiskey tasting?
Yes.
Like an actual one?
On a cruise ship.
So what do? You guys, no, that's like wine. Or do you spin this then?
Yeah, you can spin, release the flavors there, and kind of look at the color if you want. Tilt it. We got a Glencairn glass that kind of holds whiskey. It's for basically smelling.
So a Glencairn
glass.
Do you ever see the movie Glengarry Glen Ross?
I don't think I know. No.
It's not about whiskey. It's
and then put your nose up to it.
So why are we looking at the colors? Are we looking for any imperfections or something that would say?
No, I'm not really much into the color guy. More of a nose, but like in wine.
Yeah.
When you're looking at that, you're looking to see how clear and whatnot it is, and how fast all they call them talons, I believe.
Talons
go down, and that's a different alcohol content.
Oh, so it sliding down the side of the glass there, that would tell you. Do you want it to go fast or slow?
I believe the faster ones, and I did a wine tasting years ago, I believe is a higher content.
Oh. Well.
And then when you sniff it, you're supposed to get it up to where it just about burns.
Are you supposed to plug a nostril or not?
No.
Okay. A little cocaine joke
Yeah.
there.
And
okay. So you
basically the shape of the glass is supposed to make the fragrance come through.
It does smell good.
Yeah.
Like, because you can tell when you have a Kessler's or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of hurts.
Yeah, it's got a little sharpness to it. Some of these are going to have a little more sharpness. This will be about the smoothest one.
So should I chug this thing or do I sip it?
Sip it.
Yeah, that's smooth.
That one's real smooth.
That's real smooth. Like, if you're not even like a whiskey guy, you can drink this, no problem. So this is Buffalo Trace. Is it just straight Buffalo Trace, or is there any?
Yep. So I believe this one 45% alcohol, and I can't remember if it's 3-year minimum in barrels.
3. Oh, so it's got to be in a oak barrel. I think
oak
right?
barrel for minimum 3 years.
Okay. And then what? Then when they're done with those barrels, then they can never use them again, right?
Not for bourbon.
Oh, for bourbon. Okay, but they use them for like making beer. I think
they can use them for finishing bourbon.
Finishing bourbon.
So like this one here. Oh, I'm holding up the Old Elk. Basically finished in bourbon, and then they take different casks from different other products they use. This one was 1.5 years in a sherry cask. 3 to 8 months in a port cask for wine. And
a what cask?
Port.
Oh, port. Oh, okay.
And then 3 to 6 months in a cognac.
So
it went from one to another to another to another.
Sheesh. So what makes like a good whiskey from, or like a bad, like I'm going to kind of pick on Kessler, I guess, here, because that's what I grew up with, you know? So you have a Kessler, and then you have, like, these whiskeys or bourbons. I guess, what the hell's the difference? Like, Kessler's got to be done in the oak barrel, too, I would assume.
Yeah, but it's basically the mash bill, the type of grain they use, where it came from, quality. Oh. I'm guessing the Kessler probably isn't going to be doing
whatever they want, kind of thing.
And then it's not finished for the amount of time, mass produced, and get it in, get it out.
That's good. In and out. In and out, just like that whiskey, man.
Mm-hmm.
I got to drink water here now. Getting old. Back in the day, I would never drink water in between alcoholic beverages, but now I don't know. Do you do that when you go on a bender? Do you ever?
Yeah, I got to have a bottle of water next to me at all times.
I don't do that for some reason, and I regret it the next day. Like, even on, like, just drinking beer all night, you know, have 12, 13, 14 beers and not just drink water. So that was delicious. So that's Buffalo Trace. I'm definitely putting that on my list because I have one star. Did I say this before? I have this image of myself in the future here, after April 16th.
Yep.
I'm thinking Sunday evening, sitting in the chair, having a bourbon.
Yeah.
And now, okay, here's a question for you. Do you just drink it straight like that, or do you add ice if you have ice?
I do not add ice.
You don't add ice?
No. There's kind of three thoughts there.
Okay, let me hear them.
One, add ice, kind of mellows it out a little bit, takes a little bit of that bite out. Probably.
Are you kind of like a pussy if you add ice?
Yeah, didn't want to say it, but kind of there, yeah.
Yeah.
The other is add a little bit like drops of water.
I've heard of this. You just add drops.
Yes. And it's supposed, and I still can't get that to have any results for me. But it's supposed to make the nose a little bit more fragrant, and when you mix it, get that smell up in the air for you. But I've really had zero luck in that.
Have you ever? I have in the freezer. I think one year for Christmas, I made a comment about whiskey, and then sure enough, I got this present. There were like little stones.
Yep.
That you keep in the freezer. Do you use those or
not when I drink whiskey straight? I do that if I have like not a Wisconsin old fashioned, like a old fashioned you'd get anywhere else.
Anywhere in Wisconsin.
Anywhere but Wisconsin, I guess.
Like, remember one time I went to Vegas one time, I said, you know how to make an old fashioned? The guy was like, it was like a swanky bartender, and he was all like, oh, of course I know how to make an old fashioned. It's like, all right, cool, I'll take one. And then I got it, and I was like, wow, where's the olives?
Yeah. Yeah. Even over the border, even like in Duluth, Minnesota, they have zero idea how to make an old fashioned.
I don't know. It's weird. Should we try another one?
Yeah. Actually, I think let's try the rye.
Okay, so a rye whiskey. Now, this is something that if you have like diabetes, this is what you would drink, right?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
There's something about rye whiskey, I think, or like if you, not diabetes maybe, but like if you have a intolerance to gluten or something, I think.
Okay.
I don't know. There you go. There. I don't need to get too pissed off.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to ask you, what do you think average bottle of that Buffalo Trace goes for? MSRP, not secondary market.
Okay, so I'll answer your question, and then we'll have to talk about the secondary market thing. So that Buffalo Trace right there, so that's like one of the better ones, right?
In my opinion, yes.
In your opinion. Well, let me think about this here. Well, you talked about $75 before, but then you got is that the $165 one?
It is not. No. It is the cheapest one.
Really?
On this table.
Really?
Yes.
It's the cheapest one on the table.
On the table right here.
So what are we talking? $40? $30?
$30.
$30 for that bottle there?
Yep.
That's incredible.
If you can find it for that price.
What's this one called now?
This is Angel's Envy.
Now I'm smelling a hint of apple. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Apple, melon, kind of a fruit.
Yeah.
This one is definitely my favorite rye. I'd call it very sweet on the nose compared to anything else that's not sweet. And
yeah, it definitely has a sweet. Let's see what a shot here. A little more of a bite, I feel. A little more of a bite. Not bad, but definitely a sweetness to it.
Yep. This is my favorite rye. Actually, probably my wife's favorite drink on the table here.
This is what your wife goes for?
Mm-hmm.
Angel's
Envy finished rye.
So, could you talk more about the rye deal? Like, what does that mean?
So that just means that instead of 50% corn, it's at least 50% rye.
Rye.
And so they make a bird.
I don't know what rye is. What is rye?
Oh, one of the.
Is that in the oat family?
Yep.
It is?
One of the crops that they use, yeah. I believe similar.
Well, then I don't know what the hell I was talking about, that whole gluten thing. That can't be right at all.
I didn't... Well, this one's also finished in Caribbean rum casks.
Oh, rum. Okay.
So that's probably where a lot of the sweetness comes from.
Are you a rum guy at all? Or
Yes.
Yeah. Do you ever drink anything other than alcohol?
No. Water. The ice that's in...
The ice that's in there. So, rum, not that this is a rum episode, but you have spiced rum, which is like your Captain Morgan, and then you have just rum.
Yep.
Do you just drink regular rum, or do you drink
spiced rum? Is my favorite.
Yeah, me too. I think one time I told it, I said, I don't know who I said this to, but I was like, give me some rum.
Yep.
And I didn't specify, and they got the
Malibu,
or it wasn't Malibu. It was like, it was not Malibu. It was rum. But it was not spiced rum, and I was just so pissed off. But so yeah, I didn't. Okay, so here's the standings, the J-Kenn standings. I am gonna put Buffalo Trace above the Angels Envy so far.
Yep. Don't disagree there.
Okay, not bad. I think the older I get, the less I enjoy the like the sweetness. Like when I was drinking old fashioned, or when I drink old fashions, I used to get Southern Comfort, which is a sweeter whiskey.
Yeah.
I used to get Southern Comfort sweet.
Oh.
Yeah. And now I'm a Southern Comfort sour guy.
Yeah.
I just couldn't do it anymore, which is weird because I eat a lot of candy. So, but yeah. All right. So that's awesome. So, next.
Dollar value there. What do you think?
Dollar value for Angel Envy. I believe I've seen that at the store or higher on the shelf.
Costco has it all the time. So
Costco.
Yeah.
So the Buffalo Trace is $30.
Yep.
I'm gonna go $45. $75 for that.
Yep.
I can see why you poured it a little thinner.
Yeah, that one you guys can't see it, but I definitely didn't quite give them as much.
That's crazy. That's $75. I wonder. I did, definitely the Buffalo. If I was gonna go right now, do you like Maker's Mark?
Maker's Mark.
Whiskey.
So they make a lot of products.
Oh,
I don't know if I've ever had Maker's Mark.
I wonder if I have. I had one upstairs. But I might have drank that all.
I've had the Costco Kirkland version. Not as good.
Not as good.
No.
I've heard a lot of good things about Costco brands, but to me, it's kind of like I'm not gonna drink Costco, you know.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, Buffalo Trace is number one at $30. Is number one. Angels Envy here at $75.
$75. Yeah.
It's second place. What's that genie bottle you got there?
That's so I did kind of want to talk about this bottle. This one's different. This is
okay.
It's basically Weller's made it. It's called Willet Bourbon, but I emptied this bottle, and what this bottle is actually a mixture of pretty much every bottle that I have in my house. A little bit of everyone.
So are you drinking that, or is that just something that
is
cool?
Yep. No, it's called like a infinity bottle. So every time you buy a bottle of bourbon, put about an ounce in there, take a drink, and it's different every time.
Really?
And your bottle's always going to be different than the next guy's bottle.
That's crazy. So That is, then do you actually drink out of it once in a while? Or
Yep.
you're,
That's
no
what.
kidding.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we save that one for the end?
Yeah. That's what. That was the plan.
All right, cool. So what's the next one up on the list here? Zack Attack.
Oh, let's do wild turkey, rare breed.
Okay, so this is funny. Wild turkey to me, as a the guy that doesn't know about this stuff, I always thought wild turkey was like a Kessler's type of thing.
There's definitely the cheap end of wild turkey. This is probably one of the better ones. They do, all these places now do their lower end and higher end.
Okay.
And this one's going to have, it's 55% alcohol.
Now, before I even drink this, looking at how much you poured in here, I'm going to say this is maybe in the $50 range.
You're cheating now. Cheating. Actually, I have to look this one up. I spent maybe a couple minutes at work looking up MSRP prices.
Ah, don't worry. No one from work listens to this anyway. Just don't tell them what I do at work. You ever print something off and you get it's like, oh God, I gotta get to that printer ASAP. You do that, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
I was like, I hope I'm not the only guy. Whenever you see me run into the printer, I print something that's not work related.
You didn't do your taxes. No,
I
or
didn't.
anything
No,
no.
not at work. No, just.
That happened one time. I heard.
Oh, that someone did their taxes.
Yeah, put it in the queue or put it in the drive, the shared drive.
Oh, really? So then everyone saw it?
Everybody could see it.
Don't go into names, but is it someone that I would know?
No.
Oh, it's just
somebody that's long gone.
Oh. Okay, let's think about this here. So this is the wild turkey. I will say that the Buffalo Trace, to me personally, had more of a scent to it. Personally,
I think both the Angel's Envy and the Buffalo Trace have more of a scent.
Yeah,
than
this is
one.
good.
It's pretty dull.
I gotta look at this color. Yep. Okay, passes.
A lot more alcohol content here.
Yeah, you said it. This one's got a more of a burn.
Nope.
And it's like a taste on my lips yet. Do you like this one?
I do. I like. They're all my children. No, I was kidding. But yeah, I like the taste of this one. It's definitely one that I don't do a double of usually.
What's the alcohol content in this thing?
It's a 58.4.
58.4. What would be the highest? I mean, taking like moonshine and stuff out of the equation, just normal bourbons and stuff. What would be like the highest that you would see in a store?
120.
120%?
No, proof.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Sorry.
So what's this then?
This is right up there, 116.
116. So this is
double the alcohol content is the proof.
Okay. Yeah. Right. So you have like 50% alcohol would be 100 proof.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha. Let's try it one more time. I don't know, Zach. That might be an acquired taste.
You're at 3. Definitely.
I'm at 3? Yeah. Yeah, that's at 3. I feel bad, though, because it's one of your favorite ones.
Oh, don't feel bad. I do like the rye and the Buffalo Trace better.
I'm telling you, oh, you do? Oh,
yep.
Perfect. Okay, great.
It's my favorite wild turkey.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so that's your favorite wild turkey. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Does Kessler make a high-end whiskey?
If they do, it's under a different name, and I'm not sure who owns Kessler.
I think it's Mr. Kessler. the jewelry guy.
Oh, yeah. Probably not.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen at home, if you're keeping tabs, Buffalo Trace is in first place, followed by Angel's Envy. Third place is Wild Turkey. So far, the least expensive bottle is in first place. And Wild Turkey is the second most expensive, and it's in third place.
After tasting, what's your thoughts on the price point there? I know you said $50 before.
Oh, that wasn't right. Okay. After tasting, I'm gonna go with like the 35 range.
You're exactly right. It's
is
$50.
it? How much?
50
Oh, it's
originally.
50. Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Ah, really? No kidding. No kidding. So that's also called rare breed. Huh?
Yep.
So do they limit that? Or what's the word rare all about?
So basically, this is kind of their less made, less produced than the rest of them.
So it's because someone told me once that Eagle Rare, like, it's not called Eagle Rare and it just happens to be rare. That's not what they meant.
No.
Like, I don't know what the hell Eagle Rare stands for.
I don't know either, but you'd find this bottle anywhere you want to go. Eagle Rare, you're not going to find.
Okay.
So this being more rare for Wild Turkey Distillery, you're going to find it anywhere you go.
Yeah, cool, man. All right. I'm trying to think if I have any more questions. I think we should keep your concoction there to the very end, and then the second last one I'm really excited about this Eagle Rare.
Yeah. It's definitely my favorite. Don't want to influence you here.
Yeah. But
that is my favorite bourbon, and you'll get a little bit of that one.
Okay. It's gonna be the first time I've ever had it, and I'm not surprised that it's gonna be a little bit. So, yeah.
Try the one that you had at your house for a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. So you came over one time it was Christmas, huh?
It was a Christmas, kind of a
impromptu thing
with a few coworkers' wives type thing, and I accidentally left over the Penelope.
The Penelope.
Patrick's Choice.
Penelope Patrick's Choice.
Finished with French oak.
So that means it was in an French oak barrel?
At the end. 110 proof with 55.5% alcohol.
So 55.5% alcohol, but it's 110 proof. Do they not screw around with like 111 proof?
Sorry, it is 55. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I made up the other 0.5%.
Just for those of you at home, Zach's is twice as much as mine, but it is his bottle, I guess. No, that's all right. Like I said, I'm not a brown liquor doesn't do good with me. This one here, holding up to the light.
A little darker.
Yeah, it is a little darker, isn't it? Maybe it's that oak barrel.
So that is a little, about the same proof as the rare breed.
Yeah.
But a lot smoother.
Yes. It is second place for me personally.
Oh, you like it better than rye?
I hate to tell you, the rye didn't, it was a little too sweet for me, I think. I don't know. I'm really hoping that the rare breed is not sweet. I was going to be really disappointed.
The Eagle Rare.
Yeah, Eagle Rare.
But no, that is a great one. I probably would put, so far your order is perfect for me, except for the Penelope. I would have that below.
The Angel's Envy?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'll...
It's your...
No. We'll... I'm going to make a note here. Angel's Envy... We'll say that just to get another drink, we'll say they're tied. So then at the end here, we're going to try them again. This ain't my first rodeo. So what do we got left? You got more in the bag too yet, you said, or no?
I do not.
Oh,
no,
okay.
These are all 7. I mean, I have
good
3 times as much as this sitting in my basement.
So, no kidding?
Yep.
So here's a question for you. When you have all these bottles staring at you every night, how do you know which one to grab?
That is a really good question.
Thank you.
It depends what kind of night it's been.
Okay.
Something good happened.
You do what?
Want to treat myself? I would go to the better bottle.
Okay.
I would go to the Buffalo Trace, the Angel's Envy. Let's say I'm having a real rough day.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to go on the bottom end of my ones and find.
See, it's surprising. A guy could almost do it the opposite way. You're having a bad day, and you're like, I need to end the day on a high note.
Yep.
Then you go to the expensive bottle. And then if you're having a good day, but man, if you're having a good day, it would really suck to
Yeah, I
dampen it.
I like to celebrate my good days.
So do you ever look at your bottles and see how empty they are, and you're like, man, I had a lot of bad or good days this month?
Yeah, you can definitely tell how things are going in your life by which bottles are emptying faster.
I got some. My wife's upstairs. I can hear her. I'm gonna text her and tell her to bring some bottle. I got. They're nothing fancy, but see, get your opinion on the shit I got. Let me text her right now.
Yep.
I hear her walking around upstairs. She doesn't know we're recording. Can you bring down the bottles of whiskey that we have? We went to Tennessee this summer.
Yep.
We went to the name of that place. It's a moonshine place. Oh, what's the name of that? What the hell is it? Yeah, like they do moonshine, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't. I haven't been to Tennessee or Kentucky yet.
Yeah,
so.
but you haven't done the Kentucky Road.
No, I need to.
You need to do that. What is But do you remember, like when moonshine became legal? There's this store in the mall. Like these places have like stores. God damn it! But they had have you ever had moonshine?
Yes.
That shit was something else.
Yeah. Once or twice.
And it's legal now.
Yeah.
Like it's actually legal. You ever watch Dukes of Hazzard?
Yeah.
I think I'm starting to feel it. Is it maybe not? I don't know. I mean, these are half a shot.
These are half a shot. I mean, you're 50% alcohol in most of these, so.
Yeah, man. Nice. Getting drunk. Love it.
So, I brought this bottle over to your house to share.
The Penelope.
Yep. Where do you think I'm at? What price point do you think I brought
do we
over?
not do? Do we not do? Oh, so you brought this over to share
Yep.
with everybody. We're gonna go with $15.
I do think a little more of you than $15.
You brought it up. Maybe you could be, doing a little braggadocious, maybe. So let's go with $45.
Double it.
$90?
It's a $90 bottle.
You brought over a $90 bottle?
That's the second most expensive bottle I had at the time.
Really? Hey, that $160 bottle, you got that here or not?
We'll see.
Ooh, we'll see. Yeah, that's good. I like it. I've been washing my glass out with water. Have you been doing that?
I have not, but maybe I don't do things right either, so.
Well, I don't know. I just was like, oh, maybe I'll get a moonshine. I've never done an episode drinking before, so I'm interested to see how
episode 42?
I'm curious to see how this episode
one.
turns out. Moonshine Company. People are probably screaming into their phones. Old Smoky.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Old Smoky. I did the tour of Old Smoky, and it was oh shit, I dropped my cap. And it was interesting, to say at least. So did you know that Old Smoky, the owner of Old Smoky is a lawyer?
Oh.
And he was the one that what's it called when politicians or when people on the people what's it called when they what are those people called that try to like influence politicians? Lobbyists. He was the one that lobbied to get moonshine to become legal.
Huh?
Like, he was one of the lobbyers. And then he has a business. Goddamn business people. So let's see. What is that called when it goes down the side of the glass?
Talons.
Talons. I don't even see any talons on this one.
No, it's
Is it there?
pretty thin.
Yeah, she's a thin one.
55, though.
What the hell?
55.3% alcohol and 110 proof. 0.6.
110 proof, huh? And 120's the max, or not the max, but the highest.
About what I've seen.
There's a couple talons in there. I like my whiskey thick.
Yeah. Like anything else? Or?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna stop right there. At the microphone. This red light here is really controlling my tongue.
Oh.
Let's give it a little sniff. I think I'm gonna like this one. This is called Old Oak.
Old Oak.
Old Elk.
Old Elk cigar cut.
Ooh, I also want to be a cigar guy.
So this...
Are you a cigar guy?
No, I'm not a cigar guy at all. But
okay.
Basically, all these distilleries did try to make a pair for a cigar.
Oh.
And they pretty much called them their cigar cut. So this is Old Elk's version.
Okay, so this isn't made like with cigar stuff.
No,
this is just
this
saying,
is made
hey,
to pair with cigars.
Any cigar, or do they recommend a cigar? Probably not.
I do not. I haven't partaked.
You remember Tom?
Yep.
I gotta get him on the show. He's a cigar nut.
Yeah.
I should get him on the show. But I think my wife would be pissed if we're smoking cigars on
Yeah.
there. All the Christmas decorations be all. What do you think of that skeleton? Did you notice them at all?
No, I didn't.
No,
Looks like my basement down
no,
here.
Zach, that's not a boner. That's just a skeleton. This either might be one of the better episodes or it might be the absolute worst. I apologize.
If I'm the last person on...
Well, let's give this a shot. Old Elk. I'm excited. Okay, this is really weird. This one has a bite to it, but at the same time was like the flavor. Yeah,
it mellows out.
Mellow. Yeah. It had a bite, but it was also a mellow.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that.
It's really good.
I really like that. Old Elk. And I'm not going to lie to you, that is the best. That's not first place for name.
Oh, yes.
For name?
It's the best named
Yeah.
distillery out there. I think it's in Colorado.
Colorado?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I like Colorado. I've never
never been.
Really been there, though. I've driven through it, I think.
Fort Collins.
Sure. I think there's an army base there, I think.
So do I have to move the Buffalo Trace down one?
That's what sucks about the whole... There she is.
Wait, what's going on here?
We're drinking.
Is this what you want?
Yeah, that
Yep.
one. Do I have any Maker's Mark up there? Is this the only thing I have?
Yeah.
I'm such a loser. You got 27 bottles. I got this one bottle of Dirty Helen. I used to.
There's a scotch.
Are you a Scotch guy?
I'm not a Scotch guy. I don't like Scotch, but I debated about bringing a Scotch on here.
You don't like Scotch, but you have Scotch?
Oh, yeah.
That's the one you have to get like the lottery for, isn't it?
Not in Ashland, Wisconsin.
Ashland, you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you want me to do? You want me to get the scotch?
Kessler.
Kessler.
We have Kessler.
Are you doing a rink?
Make him old fashioned. Just
No,
kidding.
I don't need an old
I'm
fashioned.
kidding. You could make an old fashioned. You are capable. Hey, that's women.
Okay.
Hey, can you bring that Scotch down? So you know Josh, right?
Josh.
At work?
Yep.
Yeah. A buddy of mine. So 10 years ago, he used to live in Appleton, like whatever.
Mhm.
And he would come over on Thursday nights to watch Thursday Night Football. And he would bring this bottle of Scotch over, and he left it at my house one time. And it's 10 years later, and it's still upstairs. And it's
really?
actually delicious. And I should drink it more, but I wanted to do the whiskey thing, you know?
So,
But Scotch is a whiskey, I guess. so I
Scotch
guess
is a
I could do
whiskey,
it.
yeah.
I'm putting this second place.
Second place?
Yeah.
All right.
Or should I put it first? No, Buffalo Trace was so darn smooth. I think that just needs to stay in first place right now because it was so smooth. Like I could
Yeah.
drink, but is that?
Oh. I think
You're gonna be sleeping at 6 o'clock tonight.
I think we do need
Should we crack
we
this
need
open?
to crack that one.
Let's not call it the name of it though,
Yeah.
because I try to keep that.
Are you not recording right now?
No, we're
No,
recording.
recording.
Yeah, no, we're 8 deep here. Zach, I never press record. Oh, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I'm kidding. You're
You're feeling it.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
feeling it.
Ow.
Should we have this bastard?
Yeah, we
All
definitely
right.
need to open that one up.
That was the rare breed. Okay. Or no, that
No,
was
it was
the
the
old
old
elk.
elk.
All right.
And what do you think of that dollar amount?
I'm not gonna lie to you, Zach. You kind of filled that one up. So, ooh, I'm gonna go $65 on that one.
You got to add 100.
That's the one.
That's the one.
Really?
Yep.
$165.
I was trying to get a different old elk.
Oh, so Old Elk Old Elk is the name of the
distillery.
company.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't believe you filled it up that much.
Yeah, I tried to fool you a little bit.
Yeah, well, thank you. I did like it. I really enjoyed it. It's just so funny to me that I really, if I had to pick between the two of them, I think I would go with the Buffalo Trace, to be 100% honest with you. Like, why do you think that one's so expensive?
Oh, take a look. The label here.
Cigar cut.
So the label shows what cask it was in for how many years.
Is cask another word for barrel? Okay. Cask, secondary age. So we have a sherry cask. No, I'm not gonna lie to you. Before I thought you meant to say cherry cask.
Nope, sherry.
Sherry cask for 1.5 years. Our Magnic cask for 1.25 years. Port, and then they threw it in a port cask for 3 to 8 months. So it's like, come on, tell us the deal here. And then they got a cognac. Ain't that kind of a cigar thing?
Yeah, well, it's a spirit.
Oh, but I think it's cognac.
With cigars, it's very common.
Yeah. 3 to 6 months. I mean, this has been sitting around for. Oh, and then it was aged 6 years before that even.
Yep, the 6 years was the initial in the bourbon casks.
So 6 years, and then you got 7.5, 8.75. This is almost 10 years old.
Yeah.
Wow. So they got a lot of overhead they got to throw on that price.
Wonder how much they sell the barrels for, though.
You mean afterwards?
Yeah, afterwards, they gotta make a pretty good penny on selling the barrels.
Like, why would someone buy a barrel?
Well, somebody made the sherry.
Someone made the I don't even know what the hell sherry is.
It's a alcohol of some sort, like cooking sherry.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've heard of that.
So somebody that made the sherry sold it to Old Elk.
Yeah.
And they probably have to get rid of it, and they probably sell it for a markup beyond that.
But who would be buying the barrel after the beer guys, probably.
Beer guys or whatever, to put a nice little label on to say that they finished it in a bourbon cask.
If you ever buy a barrel, I have a laser engraver. I can laser engrave whatever you want into it. Should we try one of mine, bad boys?
Sure.
This is a Dirty Helen.
I got the 2 special ones left anyway.
Oh, perfect. So I got a Dirty Helen here. This is out of the Great Lakes Distillery in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
I have not had it.
Yeah, I know. I've never seen it in the stores. I bought it I was in Milwaukee one time to see Bill Burr, and
that's one show I've not gotten to.
That you want to get to?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I couldn't tell you how much it cost. So I got all right, Dirty Helen.
It's got a punch to it. A little corn.
You know what's funny is this is what I've been drinking. When I do drink it, I drink. I mean, I got this bottle a year and a half ago, and it's almost gone now, but it took me a year and a half.
Yep.
I don't drink it often. But I was like, oh, this is. But after drinking your collection here, it's like, holy shit! Like, this doesn't even compare.
To me, this tastes like a scotch.
Ooh. Now, this scotch here, this Grand Dock blended scotch whiskey, I'm not going to lie to you, is pretty. This is 12 years old. This is aged 12 years. And then it was in my cupboard for another 10.
I don't think it works that way.
Oh, no?
It's not 22.
Oh, well, either way, it still tastes pretty good. Let's polish this bad boy off. Oh, yeah, dude. God damn it, Dirty Helen. Man, that's in last place, I think. Gosh darn it. And I was proud of that bottle. I was excited to give it to you. But obviously, it doesn't live up to expectations.
It's a local one, though.
Yeah, but yeah, it is local somewhat, I guess, Milwaukee. Yeah, it's not like Tennessee or whiskey or Kentucky or whatever. Question for you. here's a question for our listeners, the 10s and 10s who might have turned this off by now. What, when you go looking for whiskey, what are you looking for?
Depends on the day, but every time I go into a grocery store, well, wherever I'm at, trying to get, maybe I'm picking up beer or something like that, I always go through the whiskey section, see if there's something hidden in there.
Okay.
One or two of.
Do you do some research on your whiskeys?
I do
have videos and stuff like that.
I do. I do have a list that I keep. I haven't got too many on the list. The Buffalo Trace and Eagle Rare.
Okay.
Mostly, it's just looking. Okay, I haven't had that yet. Want to try it. Make sure I have it in my collection for a while.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're a hit. Sometimes they are a flop.
Guys got to suck when they're a flop if you spend, because you're always, I mean, you're at the very least you're spending $40 probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the very least.
Like this bullet one right here.
Yeah.
This was
the original.
The original one that is now the Affinity bottle.
Yeah.
This one was terrible, and it was definitely one of the rare ones that I had.
And you probably bought it because of the bottle, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I did.
How often did you rub that bottle? I gotta take a picture and put that on, so people understand the joke. Or actually, there's two jokes there, because it looks like a genie's bottle, but it also looks like a wiener. All right.
Try a scotch?
Yeah, try a scotch. 22 years aged in J-Kenn's cupboard. Blended Scotch Grandach. Product of Scotland, distilled and matured in Scotland.
So in order to be called Scotch, it does have to be in Scotland.
Yeah, I think so. It's just whiskey made in Scotland.
Yes, but it does have a distinctive taste, in my opinion.
Oh, that's got like a taste of
peat is what they call it.
Peat?
Yes, like the dirt.
I was gonna say rubber. What the fuck? I thought this is like delicious. And now I wonder if the other. Is it possible that all the tastes are combining in my mouth, maybe screwing up the tastes of?
Yes, it is definitely possible.
Oh, that's a bummer, because this is something I used to like drink this and it would go down smooth.
I used to be a Scotch guy.
Yeah,
and that was how I got into whiskey.
Okay,
and now I keep one bottle, but it is definitely not my favorite go-to.
So, peat. When you said that pretty quick. Is that a common phrase that people say? Peat.
Kind of an earthy.
Yeah, very. Yes, earthy. But the question is that a Scotch thing?
Yes.
Oh,
more so than any other spirit.
Oh, so Scotch, that's a normal thing for it to have an earthy peat taste. I don't know, it wasn't the worst thing in the world.
No.
But I would say, so far, my two bottles are at the end of the list. Do you agree?
Yes.
Oh, question for you. Why do sometimes they spell it whiskey with an EY at the end and sometimes they spell it with a Y at the end?
So that is local to whatever region makes the whiskey.
Okay.
And actually,
so
my
like
wife...
Tennessee, they don't know how to spell, so they take the E out because they're idiots.
My wife got me a whiskey tasting kit but basically from Costco. I think it was like $150, $200, somewhere in there.
Well, what the hell is it? Like just a bunch of glasses or something? Or?
Well, no, 2 glasses and then 1 ounce shots of whiskey.
Oh, there's whiskey in there. Okay.
All around the world. And half of them have the EY and half of them do not have the E.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So it's a 50-50 deal.
Yep.
Okay, so we got 2 left. Eagle Rare and then the Genie bottle, baby.
I think we do the Genie bottle next.
Oh.
I think we save the Eagle Rare.
Okay. All right. Sounds good, man.
In my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, here you go. Top her off. So this is a mixture of every single bottle you have. Yep.
About 1 ounce.
21 bottles that you might have in your cupboard.
Yeah, but I drank some of it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Replaced it with 1 ounce of the new bottle. So each time here.
Oh.
Each time has a different taste.
Yeah, that's something else. That's crazy. I do that with my sodas.
I picked it up. I did pick it up from my kids.
I don't know if that's funny or not. Can you imagine me like mixing all my sodas in a liter
Just
bottle? A little
sitting
bit of
in-
Mountain Dew, a little bit of Pepsi.
Sitting at Culver's. You got Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
You got root beer.
Yeah.
Sure, that goes together.
Mountain Dew and root beer. All right, this is Zach's concoction.
Smooth.
That might be high up on the list. This is so weird because it's smooth. It has a bite. There's like an aftertaste, though it's not bad, but I can feel my tongue on my tongue. That's a very interesting taste.
Yeah.
That's a taste that you could never.
You can't replicate
You
it.
cannot replicate it. This is the only time that we'll ever taste. You and me are the only two people that will ever taste this taste.
I'll go home and make sure to add some to it. So yeah.
Isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
In the history of the world, you and I are the only two that have ever tasted that taste.
If I could replicate it, I'd be rich.
Yeah, and it's not bad. It's
No.
good. So who thought of that? Mixing them all together. Is that a
So
story
I
behind
was
that?
on a YouTube video that I
Oh,
saw.
okay.
So
Like a TikTok or YouTube?
YouTube video. Yep.
Yeah.
It was a short. So talk about an infinity bottle, and I just finished this bottle when I saw it. And I'm like, well, that's a perfect bottle because it looks good.
Yeah. And and then it made sense why you bought it. You could tell people because you didn't like the actual whiskey
No.
in there, so you could just say like, "Oh, I bought it because of the bottle."
Yep. I did actually buy it because of the bottle.
I know you did. That's the coolest looking bottle I've ever seen in my life. All right, we got one to go. The Eagle Rare. Now, those of you listening at home, Eagle Rare has been around maybe for it's a newer whiskey, I think.
I think it is newer whiskey, but
Yeah.
obviously been doing it for 10 years.
Well, it's been aged or whatever, but it's been on the market now. Oh, we never talked about the secondary market. Now, what's that all about?
So a lot of these Buffalo Trace
Yeah.
products
And
have
it's
a
specifically Buffalo Trace.
yes.
Okay.
There's other ones that are involved in there,
Is
but
Buffalo Trace when you think are they the ones that are? I noticed you don't. Okay, here's a question for you. I noticed there's no Jack Daniels on the table.
I do not like Jack Daniels.
Now is
Even
Jack?
Bottle and Bond, any of their higher end stuff does not taste good to me.
And that's curious because I feel like Jack Daniels is the thing. Like either you are like Jack Daniels kind of guy, or you're like or like you or like I don't know.
Yeah.
Nah. So Jack Daniels do they do anything different with their whiskey?
They have to, but I don't know what that is.
That's great. It's funny because I noticed it because like every time I hear someone talking about whiskey, like even a common friend of ours at work,
Yep.
He's got a nice little display on the back of his wall there. He doesn't have a Jack Daniels. Like I feel like Jack
No.
Daniels is not, you gotta.
Not that upper tier,
Yeah.
considering where...
All right, top me off. Eagle Rare, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see how much he puts in here. I'll tell you how many fingers he gets in there. I'm talking. That's whiskey talk. That's not. You can take that a couple ways, I guess. Oh, I got 2 fingers. You got 2 fingers there. A finger and a half. Finger and a half. Oh.
This is my favorite. This is
So you're
wild.
telling me that I can't just go to festival and go out and buy this?
No. Not
God.
unless you know somebody.
God damn it. This smells good.
Ooh, yep, it definitely does.
Let's look at the color. The color that's a beautiful caramel brown. Huh?
Yeah.
Right? Ain't that beautiful? Let's look at the tannins. Oh, look at those tannins run, baby. Son of a bitch. Look at those tannins. That's a nice tannin.
Yeah.
It smells delicious.
Yeah.
Like they could make a candle
Caramel?
out of this. Yeah, caramel. Caramel, yeah. I like, are you a caramel or caramel?
Caramel.
Yeah, me too. I don't know why I asked the question. Stupid. All right. First place.
Yeah, not even close.
Not even close. That's first place. So, and that's... Did you tell me that that's cheaper than the Buffalo Trace even?
It is not cheaper than Buffalo Trace.
Oh, but it's not insanely expensive.
Big guess.
Oh, yeah. So the Buffalo Trace is $35, right?
30.
30. I want to say 65, but I'm going to guess 70.
42.
What? I don't understand.
MSRP.
Oh, yeah, and then there's the secondary
market. You'd be about $75, $85.
So what's the second? So, okay, you started talking about it, and then I cut you off.
Yep.
So the secondary market is kind of a Buffalo Trace thing.
Yep.
Where people are all like horny about Buffalo Trace. And
so all these allocated beans, limited. They'll only give you 1 or 2 bottles each time that a shipment comes in. People buy them just to sell them.
Okay.
This
Like people like you.
Well, I don't sell them.
But people like you.
Yeah.
Like or me.
Yep.
Just a ordinary average guy.
Yeah. Buy a bottle because they know that it will reach a $75 value and try to find it.
Are you buying these on Marketplace or are you on eBay or
anywhere? And then even some liquor stores will mark this up to $75
because they know they can get it.
Yep. The one here from Ashland, Wisconsin, is the $42 version. No markup beyond the MSRP.
But it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Yeah, that's fantastic. I gotta definitely.
There is a third one. Blanton's is more expensive than the two, but that one's just as hard to find.
Oh shit! So is this a Buffalo Trace? Like that's their marketing team? Like, hey, let's do this.
That's their thing.
That's their thing. Everyone else is like, let's make this shit
as much as possible, much money you can get in the door.
And Buffalo Trace is kind of like, whoa, let's hold the reins here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, first place Eagle Rare, second place Buffalo Trace, third place Old Elk, fourth place Penelope, fifth place Angels Envy, sixth place Rare Breed. We're going to keep Zach's concoction out of the placing, but I'll tell you what, it would have been high up there. It would have been. Oh, and then we got Dirty Slut Helen. Dirty Helen. I no disrespect to Dirty Helen, but it does not compare to the rest. And then we got Scotch, which I feel like is shouldn't be in this category. Yeah. It did not taste as good, but I think people might like that Scotch taste. And there's a peatness to it, so that's got to take it out. So yeah, thank you very much for the taste testing here. This is phenomenal. You're welcome. Without a doubt. What's your son into?
My son, he's into anime.
No, but is he really?
Yes.
What the hell is that? That's like not
cartoons.
Bugs Bunny, but it's not Bugs Bunny.
It's Japanese cartoons.
Japanese cartoons. So how does he even find that? It's not on the Disney Channel. I don't think.
No, I don't think it's on Disney Channel.
How did he find out about it?
Well, he's my son.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of into
weird. Let's open up the book of Zach here. Are you into weird shit too?
No. Oh, ask my wife about that. But.
No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. Anime is like Pokemon, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's into that. Has all the games. I'm not into Pokemon as much as he is.
Okay.
But back in the day, millennials, Dragon Ball Z.
I heard of it.
Yes.
So it was big.
Big.
That's what you were into.
Yes.
Okay. But now he's in the Pokemon?
Yeah.
Because that was a thing when I was like in 5th grade. That was like huge. People were trading Pokemon cards.
Millennials are now parents.
Millennials are you and me, yeah.
And have gotten that into...
Oh, it's kind of like how our dads got us into Neil Young.
Yes, correct.
Okay, gotcha.
There's a gap in there.
Yeah.
So about 10 years, Pokemon's not going to be what it is.
Until our grandchildren are
Until the grandchildren, yeah.
So, but you were talking about STEM before.
Yep.
That your son's in that, right?
Yep.
So what's he? Is he a S, T, E, or M?
Me and him will watch construction videos
Yeah.
all night long.
I bet you do. I bet you do.
Came off a little weird there.
Well, you love construction.
Yeah.
How did you know that you're a civil engineer?
Yep.
Right? How did you know you even wanted to be a civil engineer?
Well, I think about 6th grade, I went to a college fair.
Okay,
Basically,
yeah.
a bunch of colleges, whatnot. I knew it was in science technology. UW Platteville was talking to me.
Is that where you went?
Yeah,
Platteville?
that's where I
Okay.
went.
All right.
They talked to me to about 20 minutes. Just one-on-one, basically, but
Yeah.
it's a career fair. Talking about engineering and everything like that. Realized that's what I want to do, and ended up going to Platteville.
What'd your old man do for a living?
Electrician.
Okay. All right. Okay. Electrician's a good trade.
Yeah.
You'll never not need an electrician. What'd your ma do for a living?
Accountant.
Accountant. Okay, you're a numbers guy.
Yeah.
So you were like, I'm doing the civil engineering thing. You went to civil engineering school in Platteville.
Yep.
Got your degree. You got your stamp.
You got 2 stamps, one for Iowa and one for Wisconsin.
Hey, this isn't a platform to brag on.
Wow.
Okay. Just kidding. So, Iowa. Yeah, that's right. Because you started
Yep.
your career in Iowa. Anyway, we're getting off track here.
Yeah.
So
This is kind of what we do at work, actually.
Yeah. So anyway, long story short, I don't know if you answered the question. Is your son an S, T, E, or M?
Math guy.
Math guy. Okay, all right. Math guy. Math. I'm a math guy too.
Yeah.
I'm hardcore math. 13 times 4.
Not.
13 times 4.
My son can do that better than I can.
Okay. I don't even know the answer. 13 times 4 would be...
52.
Is it?
Yep.
Hey, let me question. There's this new math coming out.
Oh, no. No, don't even.
Yeah? I'm going to ask you about it. What's it all about?
I
Because
have no
my kids
idea.
aren't old enough. My kids aren't old enough to be in the classes yet. So,
My kid's good enough at math, I don't have to help him. So I don't
Really?
even know what the new math is.
Jeez, I hope your kid's listening to this episode right now because you
Well-
are. No, this is cool. You're like, hey, my son is a fucking bomb, dude. I shouldn't have said the F bomb if your kid's listening. You have a daughter too at home,
Yep,
right?
I do.
What's she doing?
Waking up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m.,
Oh,
getting to the bed.
How old is she now?
4.
Oh, yeah, it's a rough age. I got a 4-year. No, I take that
But-
back. My 4-year-old's the easiest one out of the 3, to be honest with you.
The 4-year-old will correct me no matter what I say, even if it's the same thing that I just said. Learn from
Because
the wife.
she's a she. Some of that double X chromosome. I'm gonna stop right there. Emails, baby. We're gonna go. And you can chime in on these if you like.
Sounds good.
We have an email from Mel. Again, Mel is a common listener, a woman. She says here, you can create wish lists on Amazon and add things to those. I kept stuff in there all the time. I have one for myself and another for my kid. Okay, so last week I just talked about how my wife, when she finds something on Amazon, she adds it to her cart, right?
Yep.
Right now we have $1,980 worth of shit in our cart.
Don't hit buy.
Yeah, right, exactly. Because how easy would it be to accidentally press the buy button?
Nope.
So I was wondering if you can just save it. And Mel's saying here, you can create wish lists. Oh, so you got to create a wish list.
Yep.
You know what? You have to create a wish list. I feel like that's a lot of work. I feel like that's something Amazon did on purpose so people wouldn't do it and people would accidentally press the buy button. My opinion. So we have an email from The Sauce. Let's start the revolution of Mocs versus Crocs. Oh, no. Sorry. Let's start the revolution of Mocs over Crocs. So you have a pair of Crocs at home?
I do not. Well, no. I have 2 pairs that are not mine.
I do not have a pair. No. I have 2 pairs.
So my kids have Crocs.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, but you do not have
I
Crocs.
do not have Crocs.
Do you have a pair of moccasins?
I do not.
I have a pair of moccasins.
Yeah.
And during the run of the show here, I have said how moccasins are superior to Crocs.
I'd agree.
Oh, all right. Perfect. But moccasins are kind of out of style. It seems like no one's doing the moccasins anymore. All right. So anyway, the sauce. Let's start the revolution. So okay. Question here. How many times have you listened to the episode start to end of the Ordinary Average Guy podcast show?
I've listened to the first episode.
Yeah. Okay. That's what we have. That's what we're working with, people.
Sorry.
That's what we have working with. All right. So I did an episode, or not an episode, but I did a thing where I said moccasins are, I think I said like cooler than Crocs or whatever.
Unpopular opinion.
Yeah, like an unpopular opinion. Yeah. So let's start the revolution of mocks over Crocs. Yes, let's do it. I also think when it comes to household chores, oh, here we go. There are some things that people would consider guy jobs, quote unquote.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily agree with this, but I know some women would say mowing the lawn is a guy's job. I agree. I know for a fact because my woman says all the time, it's a guy's job. So when it comes to chores, I'm curious about how couples do break them up. May I suggest having Mr. and Mrs. Sasshole come on the show to discuss? I would love. Okay, so Mr. and Mrs. Sasshole. There's a guy that emails Lou Sasshole.
Oh, got it.
Do you get it? Lou
yes.
Sasshole. Yeah. So anyway, he emails once in a while. And there's a Mrs. Sassel. Anyway, they've been going back and forth here. So I'm curious about how couples do break them down. May I suggest new topic? Oh, okay. So this guy wants Mr. and Mrs. Sassel to come on the show and talk about it.
So how do you divide chores?
What
you're told?
Okay. I'm not done with the email yet, but I said that as a reminder that I have to come back. How do you divide chores? Because like chores are funny because they're either you do them every single day,
month,
or
year,
or month, or you do them every year, but you don't have to do them every week. There's not a chore in the world where you do every week.
No.
There's not a chore in the world that you do every week. Exactly. So she was saying that they divvy up 10 chores that they do every week. And I'm trying to think like how high are your dishes?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense, you know? I don't know.
On our wall, a tablet that tells us family chores versus who does what. The youngest is on it.
You have your kids on it too.
Yep. Well, stuff like brush teeth.
Oh yeah. I gotta be on that one. I forget to brush my teeth.
Yeah.
Song of the week. Are you a 90s fan? 90s fan of rock and roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You ever heard this song "Meet Virginia" by Train?
Yeah.
Meet Virginia. Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's the song of the week. Meet Virginia. But we're not gonna stop there. I have a beef some of the lyrics, and I want you to help me out with this, right? And if you haven't, that's okay. Right.
Yep.
So, here's the lyrics. And don't get me wrong, I'm going to rip on this song quite a bit, but it is still the song of the week because it is a great song. I love it with all my heart. But here's the lyrics. She doesn't own a dress, right?
Yeah.
Her hair is always a mess. If you catch her stealing, she won't confess she's beautiful. Right. Smokes a pack a day. Wait, that's me, but anyway. She thinks I'm beautiful. Meet Virginia. Okay. Here we go. Verse 3. She never compromises, loves babies and surprises, wears high heels when she exercises. Ain't that beautiful? Meet Virginia. Let me ask you this. So I love this song with all my heart. I've been learning on the guitar.
High
'cause I
heels
want
and
to cover it.
exercise.
Exactly. Wears high heels when she exercises.
0.
Exactly, 0. But hear me out. In verse 1, she doesn't own a dress. What kind of woman have you ever known in your whole life that doesn't own a dress, but yet would wear high heels on a treadmill?
Nope. No.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. She doesn't own a dress. Her hair is always
It's
a mess. But yet she's so like into herself that she's gonna wear high heels on a fucking treadmill. It doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. I'm just really into it. Well, she wants to be the queen. Then she thinks about her scene. I think that's about it. I love that song with all my heart. I've been playing it, and then I've been singing it with a guitar, and I'm like, what the? That doesn't make any goddamn sense. I just wanted to say it. But anyway, that's the song of the week. Zach, everybody. Have a great day.